And some of them are really funny, and some of them are endearing, and some of them are like, I can't believe you did that. But some of the things, I was not afraid of anything when I was young. Very athletic, tomboy. Shar had to drag me in the house for American Bandstand every Saturday. I'm like, no, I don't want to come in. I want to ride horses with Billy. You're coming in the house. So, but then I loved to dance too. So anyway, one of the things that I did with my dad when I was really young, he called it climbing the mountain. But he'd take my hands and I'd start at his feet and climb all the way up to his shoulders, do a flip and hit the ground. And he thought, oh, let's do it again. And I thought, oh yeah, let's do it again, over and over and over. So we climbed the mountain a lot. And you saw well, maybe you haven't seen the pictures of his trucks, but that was something you never tell my dad that you were bored. Because he'd find something for you to do. And if you're bored, go play on the turnpike, he would tell us that too. But usually he'd find a job for us to do. You know, hey, the chrome wheels on the truck, they really need polish. If you're bored, go do that. And then you had to do it right. Right? If you didn't do it right, you had to do it over again. So he was like that though. And then he was so funny. Sundays was our day out. We always went riding. I got my adventurous side from my dad, and I loved to drive just like he did. And this one time, I still don't know, and the last time him and I talked about it, we always laughed about it because it's still just so funny. But we never could figure out where we were. So we'd go out to dinner always, and then he's just adventurous, loved to drive, and we would just go anywhere trying to get lost. And he was good at getting lost. And this one time, we were driving for a long time. We ended up on this road it was dirt and one lane. I mean, if you met a car, I don't know, somebody's backing up. We're driving along, and he's like, I don't know where we are. Nobody knew where we were. And in a little bit, we saw a bucket hanging from a tree, and on the bucket it said, Larry's Turnpike, and Dad put money in it. We talked about that all the time, like, where were we? But Larry was making some money, I guess. And then along these rides, when my dad was in a good mood, it was just infectious, you know? Nothing could make him mad when he was in a good mood. But he could be mad. But on our drives, we'd be riding down the road and there'd be cows. He's honking the horn, hey! Hey! Like the cows are gonna wave back. Or maybe he thought they had wheels by then. But he would talk to strangers, a lot like Shar. And I don't think he ever met a stranger. I really don't. But his adventurous side was infectious to me. And driving, I didn't get to include it, but I had 2 songs I wanted to dedicate to my dad today. One of them was Drive by Alan Jackson, because that song always reminds me of him. And the other one was Dance with My Father by Luther Vandross, because the last time I can really remember dancing with him was my wedding. And the only thing he kept saying to me, I remember, and I don't remember this at all, even if it happened, he kept saying, I stepped on your gown. Don't you remember? I almost ripped your gown. I'm like, no, you didn't, Dad. If you did, I didn't feel it. But he felt guilty about that. And I'm like, I don't think it even happened, Dad. But he just, after I got sick and I couldn't drive anymore, he was so great. You know, he loved coming to Virginia because it was doable in 5 hours. But even when I wanted to come up, he He was always gracious. Sometimes he'd come and pick me up and bring me all the way home, or he'd meet us in Breezewood, which was halfway. And as soon as we got home, of course, we'd go on an adventure the next day. We'd drive, you know, and he said to me so many times, you know, Marilyn, losing my hearing was so tough on me. He said, you know, I had to concentrate really hard. Before he got his cochlear, you know, he just struggled really bad. And he would tell me all about that. And then he'd look over at me. You know, a lot of you may not know, but I have Graves' disease, and for a while I was legally blind. But he'd look over at me and he'd say, Marilyn, my hearing was really tough, but losing your eyes has to be the worst thing that could happen to you. Because he knew how much I loved to drive. And so he had a lot of compassion for me, and I really loved my dad.
And he loves you, honey.
And I miss him, as well as my mom and Bruce and Craig.
Davy.
And Davy, of course, Davy. Sweet Davy. Little high guy, Davy. But anyway, I do miss them. I hope you all enjoy the poems that you're taking home with you today. I had a lot of fun writing them, and I'm still writing, so hopefully I'll be a published writer one of these days. Thank you.